me just kind of like sitting down and telling you about the real situation. The fun thing about that is like you can also then like we can have more of a conversation, and this is why you also see this box which is appearing in the chat. So this way you're able to kind of like also write things. I can like read what's going on, and we can see like, you know, if there are some kind of like urgent questions which need to be discussed. So to start the entire story, Germany finally crossed the 10,000 mark of infected cases. The deaths are 27, recovered people are 73. So the mortality rate right now is 27%, but that is going to come down. Most of the countries are seeing a mortality rate of around like 8% or something. So not more than that. So this is like, again, like something in the middle. It is definitely going to get better. The active cases are 9,982. So the closed ones, which finally have a result, so like either they were sent back home, is 73, or the ones like who died is now 27. Yesterday was not such a nice day, because like you had single-handedly on one single day just 2,095 cases just in one single day, which is like absolute insanity. The same if you look at the entire story of like different kind of countries, what's going on there. Total cases are 204,000, which is like really not less. I mean, if you compare it with SARS, like it's it is crazy. The total deaths so far are 8,300, so almost like around the 10% range. So this is what you see here. Now the death range is around like 9% or something. Vaishnavi is asking, do you think India should airlift the students from Germany? I think this is something which I'm finding like really disturbing right now, and I understand like why many students are asking this. They are thinking like maybe they are not getting like sufficient treatment in Germany or something like that, but that is absolutely not the case. Now the other side of the story is that many students are actually taking these dangerous steps. So for example, this was the story which just was in this ANI, that some like 4 persons suspected to have COVID-19 who had flown down from Germany and were heading to Surat, were deboarded from Garib Rath train in Palghar and blah blah. So I mean, this is absolute crazy situation, and this is something that you shouldn't be doing at all. And I've said it over and over again, that no matter what happens, just make sure that whatever you are doing is not putting yourself at risk and also others at risk. And having this kind of behavior of like, you know, it straight away says Germany, and like we are everybody who are like trying to come to Germany for like studies and stuff. So this is not helpful. And if you're in Germany, you will be having sufficient coverage, no matter if you just came to Germany right now or if you're already insured with TK or something, right? And for that, Expatrio also like released their blog post, which I'm going to post later on in the Facebook group. So the students who are like, you know, like who followed the recommendation and they went with Expatrio, like they have this blog post right there. Will my health insurance pay the fee for medical treatment if I'm infected by coronavirus? And in most cases it does. So there is like rarely any case when it wouldn't happen, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you have the Dr. Volta, which is the travel insurance, you're still covered. You can go click on this link, and then afterwards you have this Fragen zum Coronavirus. Nah? And then you read through these answers, and like it clearly states that, you know, there's not going to be any kind of issue, and that you are Versicherungsschutz, you're protected with the insurance. So that is the story. So like, do not panic. Like, even if you're in Germany, if you're, like just came here, if you were already here since a long time, this is the story. You know, like you are covered. Like any kind of like that you have to like go into the hospital or something, you are going to be covered. So don't worry about it. Sagar is asking, do you think it affects in future to reduce the students who are studying? I don't know. I don't understand this question. This is not something which is just happening in Germany. This is happening everywhere. I mean, this is crazy, right? I mean, like US also like suspended a lot of like countries from flying there. And if you look at the cases, where's Germany? That's the total cases. So Germany kind of lines up at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I tell you, like in many other countries, it is definitely going to be again more than Germany. These are just starting stages. Maybe Germany right now is 2 or 3 weeks behind Italy. So it is definitely like somehow like is going to be around that ball range. Then US is also going to pick up. And if you look at the death rate, like Germany still has some of the lowest death rates so far. In US, you have 116 people dead out of 6,500. In Germany, you have 10,000 people infected and still like 27 people are dead. So you see the number 116 versus 27. So I don't think this is going to affect the students who are going to come to Germany. Like, the number of students who come, or like if it is going to throw out the trend or something, I'm not worried about it, because students were coming to study in Germany because the tuition fees doesn't exist, because they don't have to pay anything, because they can save all of that money that they would be paying in US for let's say like 20,000-30,000 US dollars per year. They are saving entirely and they are studying for free, and that is still going to be an important like kind of criteria. If that changes, like of course, then there's going to be some kind of difference, but right now, no, that is not the story, right? Another thing, do not try to like go from Germany. Like India has anyways closed even for Indians who want to come to Germany. But still, man, like if you are in India, if you are in some kind of quarantine centers whatsoever, like do not like try to run away or like break protocol. Like it really is not a good idea. You're putting yourself at danger, your parents at danger, your grandparents in danger. Like that's absolute nonsense. Please do not do it. And like, what is the purpose of you being educated if at times like these you are not like taking it seriously, right? So the next update is like the Germany's EU, nicht EU Bürger Einreiseverbot. So like this is banning of and like nobody can actually arrive in Germany anymore who is not an EU citizen. That like kind of like goes for us too, right? So like most of us, we are not like EU citizens, so the students or the other people who have visa cannot really come unless they have like some kind of special like reasons. And Deutsche Welle mentions it very nicely. So travelers in a possession of visa that approves them for a longer stay in Germany, such as students, will also be allowed to enter the country. That means like if you're a student, you came on a student visa, you're still like allowed to enter even after the travel ban of Germany. So super important thing. So anybody who is kind of like thinking like, I don't know what is going to happen now, if I can travel or not, that is not an issue at all. Now, if you also have some kind of like blue card and stuff, like that is also not going to be affected. The things which are going to be affected is holders of shorter term visa. So let's say less than 90 days. That's the short term visa criteria. And then including tourist, business, visa trips will not be allowed to enter the country. So again, I mean, it is definitely a step towards the right direction, something that India already did in the starting. And this is something something I would like definitely commend India for. Like they did a nice job at like already trying to stop things, because like a country with like 1.6 billion people, if that like has a outbreak, and that too a solid one, I think then things are going to go in a downward spiral. So like Indian government did a great job there, no questions about it. Ishan is asking, hi, I wanted to apply for student clinic for winter semester, but now my dad isn't allowing, so I have to. Folks, I again do not understand. Ishan, like I understand that parents have some kind of like fear that like why should we send our children to Germany, but it is not just something that is happening in Germany, man. Like then like you shouldn't go to any of the country. And like trust me, like India is going to have some kind of like solid outbreak afterwards too. It is not just something that is happening in India, and these deadlines are going to get a bit delayed, but afterwards things are going to get normal. It's just a question of when. It's not like, oh, like, Germany, like it's going to be the powerhouse of like coronavirus. No, like started in China, man. And then now it's just like so being a horrid story in Italy, in Iran, and in Spain, and then Germany. And the number of death rates, it's still like surprisingly low so far, right? So these are like all the wrong fears. Like, this is not the time to be fearful about something. Yash Pandey is asking just a general question. Do you think the lockdown could be extended? I definitely think so. I think it could be extended because like they haven't seen the peak yet. They have just like done it. Most of the countries in EU who have done the lockdown, they have done it for 4 weeks at the starting, and they have mentioned it very clearly that they are going to do it for 4 weeks in the starting, and then afterwards they are going to recheck it again if they will be able to, or like they will be able to manage, or they will have to like continue this ban for more weeks, right? So like super important thing to remember. Arpita is asking, will the universities postpone the joining date for summer semester? Yes, Arpita, they have. They already have. Most of the universities have done it for 20th April. So you already have like around 3 to 4 weeks extra, which you get. Manish Pandey. Manish, so in general, everything, guys, be it Aufnahmeprüfung, be it your exams, be it anything else, like these are all postponed. They are not the priority right now. And all of these institutions in which you are like kind of related to, they're going to tell you the updates about it, right? So like, don't worry about it. Like, don't panic. Like, everything is going to go to normal. Like, everybody has to do their jobs. Anything that you were involved in, they are all like, going to take it very seriously, because again, that is something that they do on an everyday basis. That is their profession. So be it some kind of like Aufnahmeprüfung, be it the university exams, be it the deadlines or something, all of that is going to return to normal. But right now, the best thing to do is like, of course, like to follow whatever they are saying. So like I said, students can still come. So I would still say like, postpone your travel a bit till they have, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks. If you're trying to come somewhere around, let's say, the end of April. Like I think that would be a better time to come, but I think right now it is not a good time to come to Germany. If you are coming to Germany, if you have the question, are you going to be covered or not? Expatrio has mentioned it on their blog post. In most of the cases, you are covered. It is not a problem at all, even if you have the TK like activated already, or if you're just on your travel insurance from Dr. Walter. Right? So like in both of the cases, you are going to be covered. Sandra Shaji is asking whether the September intake will be postponed. Sandra, I don't think so. I mean, if it stretches on for really long, I'm not sure about it, but I would still say like they're going to make the distance. So for example, the gap between two exams a bit less, so that they're still able to cover different exams in a smaller time period. And then they are going to try to put the September intake back on timeline, back on the normal time. Dhruv Pandit is asking, when can I come to Germany? Dhruv, I said like the last weeks of April, like, the middle weeks of April is going to be better. And how serious is the looming recession going to be on the German job market? It is going to be worse everywhere. It is not going to get better in India. It's already like a bad situation there. But in Germany, the really nice thing that they have done is they have given like unlimited aid of 500, like I think $50 billion, billion euros. So that means any kind of businesses, small or big term businesses, they are still able to hire people like normal. Now, but I do not think so. Like I still think there's going to be some kind of fall back, and there will be some kind of complications. But here's an important thing to remember, guys. If you're good at doing what you do, that is not going to be an issue for anybody at all. If you're good at your studies, if you have some kind of good practical experience, everybody needs good people, and they need good people even more at the times when everything is getting screwed up. Right? So like just super important thing that you should really remember. Then you have your Q&A, and another important update that I wanted to share with you is going to be this. So if you haven't yet joined the email list, like I've put the link in the description so that you can like join in for the email list in case like you want to receive notifications of let's say some kind of like openings or some kind of like other things which are going on in Germany, then you can also like click, are you a professional who who wants to work in Germany, and are you studying in Germany already? If that's the case, you can also tick here, and that will like I would be able to communicate with you directly in your emails, right? And like if you feel like you don't want to receive the emails anymore, you can always like cancel it anytime. That's not an issue at all. Or otherwise, you can also join the email list by downloading the ebook. So if you download this ebook, this is an Indian's Guide to Surviving in Germany. I'm going to again put the link in the description. Yeah, I think I will have to put it afterwards. But here's the link. So you can, I've put it in the chat. You can always like then join this email list. Like most of the students that I'm communicating with are in the email list, so that you can like also join. Yeah, that's the story. Akash Desari is asking, how are EU citizens holding up? Are they paranoid about international students, employees being various carriers? Oh, Akash, well, they are definitely not worried about the brown skin people. And trust me on that. Like, there were some kind of like, racist, yeah, how do I say, like some kind of like posts about Chinese students and Chinese people. And it's really sad, it's really sad like that people really come down to this stuff. But I do hope that China like really reconsiders their policy of like just selling wild animals on the food market. It doesn't really make sense if like they have seen SARS previously and now they're making the same mistake again. If you do a mistake again, like that really isn't a mistake, right? Then it's nonsense. Okay. So Dhruv is asking, does Mavista or care concept cover you against coronavirus? I hope so, but like I said, like I'm like generally, I have my experience with Expatria, and this is the reason like I'm only talking about them and only recommending them. If I know about the Mavista story, like I would definitely like love to tell you about it. Vaishnavi is asking, how do I add myself in the email list? You can just click on the description. You click in the description, and then afterwards you can just fill out these details. You just write in your name, you write in your email address, and then you're good to go. And then you can also like take one of these. The link for joining the email list is going to be in the description. Okay. So, well, thank you, Suryakant, for the super chat. All right. Yes, folks, so that was something that I wanted to discuss. So far, there's another update from some of the universities that you should take a look at, which is, for example, this one from University of Mannheim. They are saying that due to the current developments in light of coronavirus pandemic, we are currently working on adapting our application process. That means like they would most probably try to like kind of, like change all of the procedures from just like mails to emails. The University of Hamburg has already done that, and I would like definitely suggest that, not suggest, but I definitely think that more companies more universities are going to follow that, right? So like this is something that you should really keep an eye out for. So like take a look at your inbox regularly. At this point, please do no longer send us application in hard copy via email, because again, like you have the chance of like infecting somebody. We will inform you in an email as soon as we have more detailed information. In case you have already sent us your documents, rest assured that they're in good hands. However, please, okay. So another important update, right? So like just make sure like you will be receiving these kind of emails more in the future, where they are going to like try to just digitalize the entire process, and maybe there's something positive happening because of it, right? Like some universities have suspended their application processes, but then they're going to reopen it again and just work a bit quicker on like giving you the final results out of it. So don't worry too much, guys. Like that's the really important thing. And for anybody who is in Germany or who is planning on coming to Germany, the travel health insurance that you have, that is going to cover you for the first 30 days or up to like 6 months. Like that's the validity of it. But don't worry about it. You have your TK story and you have your Dr. Walter. Hey Zeal, yeah, thanks for the super chat. Yep. And next time if somebody wants to like moderate the comments, you can like tell me, and then I can put you as a moderator so that you can remove the spam. Like it's really difficult for me to like take care of all of these different things at the same time. Right. So that's it, folks. And I'm like sorry for the like lesser quality videos that like I'm not sitting down and like recording for 1 hour or something and then editing for another 2 hours. I think it's like a lot better to have a live session real quick and then just go through these details. I think like that's a lot better. Manpreet is asking, like, this is the last question I'm taking. What about the submitted files and embassy? Files are under processing or on hold? Manpreet, most probably the files are on hold. I've seen like many students still getting their visa, but these must be the these are the visas which most probably have already been processed and were just not like yet given out. So that is the story. But I would like definitely say like things are going to get a bit extended because of this. Right? All right, folks. Thanks again for joining in. Was lovely to see you guys again. And Shrikar, I saw that. Can you post these live sessions on YouTube? They're always available on YouTube, so that you don't have to worry about it. You just have to go to uploads and you can see all the live sessions. Can we book an appointment? You cannot book an appointment yet with the embassy after 18th March. And I think today is 18th March. Yeah, like, so after today, you cannot do that. All right, Avais Khan, and everybody else who joined me, thanks a lot for joining in the live session. I'm going to like go live sometime again, and then we can kind of, talk things a bit more in detail. Right now, you can come join the email list. Not the most flattering photograph, but hey, it does the work. So here you can just like directly kind of like put your name and email address, and you will find this directly. Let me put some Inception stuff. Yeah, you find it here in the description. Once the thing is over, you just directly click here and then you can come to the email list. All right, folks, thanks again for joining. I'm saying it multiple times, but I'll see you sometime again. All right then, folks. Bye.